Yo, what's up people, it's your boy P, also known as Captain P67. We're back here with another reaction video for you today. And I just saw one of the YouTubers. I do look on some of their videos, and I think they are pretty cool what they do. And they've covered the game with some cool stuff. And yeah man, we're just going to react to like something a lot of people have been saying, and myself, I've said it as well. And literally my first video, basically when it comes in the death of Diablo, so the day Diablo 4 died basically, that's the topic they're covering in their video. And I just find it interesting because literally the day that patch came out, and I said the same thing, that just ruined everything, like it literally did. And I went through all the pros and cons. So if you haven't watched that video, you can go back and watch it. It's all like logged obviously, so it's all there. Everything I'm saying is factual, it's all backed up. But I think they're going to cover the same thing literally now. But yeah, without further ado, let's watch the video, let's react to it. And yeah man, we'll add our 2 cents after. But yeah, it's looking like, it's literally called The Day Diablo 4 Died. It's by Rage Gaming videos. They're quite well known with like Monster Hunter content and some funky content. So they're good peoples, man. They do their thing, they have fun, they make bills, they have a laugh. So yeah man, I'll post the links in the description below for their channel as well. So again, if you want to support them guys, they're doing really well in what they do. I think they do like Baldur's Gate 3 and multiple games right now. So they'll have some sort of content for you. So make sure you check them out and see if you like their content. Drop them a sub and support them as well. And without further ado, let's get to it.
Ladies, gentlemen, and hurrah of all ladies, it's time to admit it. For the most part, for the majority of players, at this very moment, Season 1 is dead. It's been crawling to a halt since release, really, and there are so many reasons why this happened. In so many ways, it could have been solved or at least avoided for a longer time, so let's talk about it all. Last week, I dropped a video talking a small bit about the abrupt decline in player base, and 3 hours after that, the developers released trailers and announcement slides for Season 2 coming on October 17th.
Which again, you don't be releasing Season 2 hype when Season 1's still in play. That's such a bad business move. That's desperation, man. Absolute desperation.
Either, hey, we think this is so good, it'll make people play the game that have never even tried it yet, so I want to get word out about Season 2 early. Or, no. Hey, everyone stopped playing Season 1,
exactly.
So here's something that we can use to hopefully build up hype and maybe get you interested for Season 2, the season of fixed resistances, hopefully. And I think the latter option there is far more likely. The easiest way to see this is to simply look at a very interesting statistic regarding uber unique items, which are the rarest pool of items in the entire game. From the release of early access for the base game, it took approximately 8 days for the first uber unique to drop for anyone on the planet, with so many people playing the game at the time. These items are super rare. They are known to only drop from enemies that are level 85 or above, and considering how popular the game is and was, that's a really long time for the first drop to happen for even one person on the entire planet. Now let's talk about Season 1. It took right around a month before our first uber unique dropped.
Also known as a shaker.
That would imply about a 66% drop in playtime of level 85 and above.
And even these can drop though, and they're still not the best stats. You can roll them with bad stats. That's the worst part about it.
It's far faster to level up now than it was at launch, so it's easier to get to level 85 content, and also the fact that we have more drops now than we did at launch too, with bosses guaranteed to drop legendaries now, loot goblins guaranteed to drop legendaries now, nightmare dungeons having ridiculous extra drop rates now, and it just makes it so much easier to collect strong gear in general than it was at launch. So at a base level, yes, you could argue that the difference in time alone of acquiring our first uber unique as a community indicates a 66% playtime decrease at that level of content. The reality though is that it's actually even higher of a decrease than that, because the differences in drops between base game and Season 1 and all the different
exactly, and on top of that, you used to get so many more unique drops, so the stats are bad, or you'd get the same unique over and over again, like 3 or 4 the same, with worse stats than you've already got.
Many less than we had for the base game. Season 2 has been announced. It looks interesting. They're advertising that all of the renown will carry over.
I mean, Season 2 hype just looks like cinematics to do like actual gameplay. Looks like something they put together.
Some returning from the story as well in endgame form, which is an awesome concept. That itself, though, it would be up to 5 times what we got for Season 1. Then the idea of vampiric powers,
new and returning foes for additional in-game. So you could just rehash the old bosses. You got 1 new boss and 4 old rehashes.
Some way for us to get some lifesteal, and I've always found even the tiniest percent lifesteal to be so much fun in an ARPG. Even then, at its base level, it's starting to sound like similar types of additional content to what Season 1 had.
Yeah, look, status effects, elemental systems actually added into the game. It should have been on the base. It should have been at base form. They should have been working.
So what killed it? What could have been done differently or better, and what can we learn?
And the vulnerable overpower of critical strike damage updates. They where it's a nerf or a buff. Weak.
This patch hit 2 days before the season
Yep,
started.
same patch I
It's the
said,
heaviest
way
nerf
destroyed
patch
the
that's
game.
happened in the game, and honestly to any video game in a very long time, making every single person who plays it noticeably weaker and just sort of ruining a lot of people's fun.
Look at this.
Simply, players get accustomed to feeling a
Armor reduced. I covered all this, like I said, it's
Giving
ridiculous.
them more power makes them happier. They enjoy that. Giving them less power makes them upset. Giving them harder things to fight.
Such a bad nerf. It's atrocious nerf, not even needed.
Hard on the just giving players less power route, and it was incredibly out of left field and surprising as players because we just didn't have any warning on it at all. That immediate change of momentum from being strong to just sort of middling power really hurt the feeling of the game for a lot of people.
It was in such a, it wasn't in an amazing state, but it was in an okay state before the nerf. This is what I was saying, man. Just before the patch hit, everyone was doing alright, a bit excited about the game. Some people noticed a few bullshit things, but it was okay.
But the way that you did it is just so strange. And I have two main things to say about it. One, just make everything harder. Scale everything up. Give us World Tier 5 or something like that and let us still have fun and not feel super weak either. Two, if these two sets of changes were meant to happen at the same time, drop them at the same time. Delay some of them if you have to so that you can drop them together. Nerfing us and then buffing us a little bit later just creates a period of time where the game isn't as fun in between.
There was just, like I said before, there was just no need for the nerf, man. No need.
Smacked in the face with patch 1.1 with a
Literally no need at all.
1.1 that changed things back up a bit.
Even going back through all this, man, it's just a joke. Like I said, I remember specifically that day when the patch dropped, everyone, all the viewers were like, yo, this is bad, this is atrocious, man. And they had okay momentum going in for the season. They just killed everything.
Why did the nerfs have to come in patch 1.1? Why did they have to be right before the start of the season if the buffs weren't going to be ready until...
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. A day before the new season comes out, they nerf everything with no buffs incoming for how many weeks or months, if that.
Have a rough patch. Aside from that, my main criticisms of season 1...
And again, for no reason, no one asked for anything like that atrocious. No one said it was like too easy, or no one was doing 100 tier dungeons back then like it was easy, like it was nothing.
The normal dungeon, so it'd be a bit different. It doesn't matter. Give them level boosted enemies, put level boosted malignant elites inside, and give us a forced...
And what they've done is now added more mobs into Nightmare Dungeons, which is fine. But again, they could have just kept the same system. No nerf in the first place, and just increase the dungeon.
1/6 of the new Nightmare Dungeon pool for the season being brand new content because the tunnels we didn't have before the season. And onto that, the idea of Malignant Hearts scaling even past level 5 to level 7 or 8 if they drop from up to a level 150 enemy in a max tier Nightmare Malignant tunnel. And I feel like that would have totally changed the progression vibe of the whole season if that was a thing. Made people care more about doing some challenging stuff and make it feel a little bit fresh at the same time by making it related to these new mechanics. Both of these things feel like just such a natural progression of these systems to me that with a little more work, of course, it would take that. It would have made Season 1 have notably more longevity to it. And given that Season 2 currently looks like it's just going to be a bigger, slightly different Season 1, I hope they enact some of the things that I mentioned here. Working the season mechanics in with the pre-existing endgame mechanics, or just creating new endgame mechanics if they really want to go out of their way to. So rather than making people choose between doing new stuff or doing effective stuff, you meld them together in a sort of seamless way. Then my other biggest complaint is the way that Malignant Heart powers work. Of all 32 Malignant Hearts that we got,
Barber, man.
2 or 3 of them that are interesting
Barber has
enough to
the most god tier one.
To be responsible for the creation.
Everybody knows that.
And incentivize unique playstyles different from the base game. And that is just totally not good enough in my eyes. Vampiric
of course it's not.
2. Yeah, cool, sounds good, right?
Yeah, just a bit of life steal.
Make them more meaningful though. Make them do something radical enough to let
and then the uniques as well. The uniques are just so terrible, man. Like, I even covered all the uniques in the Necro, done them all for the Rogue, apart from one, the new one, I believe. And again, uniques are just hit and miss, you know. So yeah, they definitely hit the mark on a lot of things in this game. And I'm new to the whole. I was new to the whole Diablo. So this is my first Diablo experience, and definitely an atrocious one. Definitely an atrocious one. And like I said, everything I said was just factual, man. Like everything I said the patch note was a joke. Diablo Nerf Edition. Ever since that first patch came out.
Look at the things mentioned in a pure numerical sense here. They made it sound up to 5 times as big as Season 1. They promised big fixes to the game, big changes to existing systems in a good way, a sizable quality of life improvement as well. I look at that, and my first thought is, yeah, that'll be nice when I get to play that season. Not, yeah, I'm going to go enjoy not having that for 2 months by playing Season 1, because that's sort of...
Exactly. Backwards, man. Backwards.
This thing that's coming, saying it's way better than what you got. And people are...
As of today, what, we're on the 29th of August? So you got a whole month of September and then October. So again, that's almost, again, a month and 3 weeks, roughly, isn't it? Something like that.
He said yes, and then kicked it while it was down, announcing his replacement before the body even got
Exactly. Like I said, why would you even mention Season 2 when Season 1 hasn't even finished? We're literally in the middle of Season 1 now.
But the hotfix was broken, and it had to be immediately rolled back.
This is funny as well, this hotfix. I
I
told you, the barber hat, that's literally the whole thing they were talking about.
Diablo 4 is dead. What could have been done to change that, maybe make it last a bit longer, what the announcement of Season 2 means for all this, and what I think that we could potentially learn from and adapt from Season itself to move forward into future Diablo seasons. I want this game to be good so bad. I want the game to be
Dude, everyone wanted the game to be good, everyone wanted it to be great. Like I said, I'm a new Diablo player, I enjoyed it at the start for what it was, something new, exciting, but then they just, like I said, they just ruined it. And I didn't even pay for the game, I got it bought for me for one of my viewers, you know what I mean? So, and I feel hard done by, and I didn't even buy the game. Well, there you go, folks. Like I said, that's Rages Gaming's take on Diablo 4, saying the day it died. And I agree, like I said, I totally agree to like, hence why I released that video that day. The same day that patch come out, obviously I got vexed because I was streaming 6 to 8 hours every day, doing characters for the community, having fun with the community. And even if you didn't get your drops, you could still make the game fun, you know what I mean? But when that, literally the day that patch came and my viewers that came through and said to me, it's not the same, I'm dying, blah, blah, blah. We went through all the testing, the armor was nerfed, you know. And I even addressed it in the videos, like I said. If we got penalized for armor, how come we then got penalized for damage as well? Like, you can understand making the game harder. Like, if it was harder to say, like, difficult, there's more monsters and more spam attacks, you'd have to, like, obviously wait. But the fact that you weren't just penalizing the defense, you were penalizing the offense. So not only do you have to dodge more, but you do less damage, which again, it doesn't make any sense. That's not challenging. That's just stupid. That's just prolonging things. There's ways of making things more challenging. Again, if they wanted to, like I said, say the patch never came out, and like he even said, and we also did the same thing, why not just drop a world tier 5? Like, if everyone's claiming, or they said that people were claiming it's too easy, or everyone was god tier and the game was all these builds are broken, have a world tier 5 on a reasonable scaling level. You know, whatever level they cap it at, and if they're still not stronger than us players that have put the work in, the time and effort to make these god tier builds, that doesn't matter. It's not no one's fault. That's part of the game. You know what I mean? You obviously farm, you grind, you put your Paragon board, you put time and effort in to make the most god tier build, the most OP build. So when you get on, you know you've done your due diligence. You put the work in to destroy everything. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? That's the fun of a game. You start off weak. You're going to be One Punch Man by the end of it. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be One Punch Man at the end of it. That's common sense. Then obviously, just like my original plan, like I said, when I first got into the game, I was hyped. I jumped on the Necro, got to level 100. You know, I carried how many people through. We had a blast with it. You know, I've done a few videos, guides, and Nightmare Dungeons and whatever. And then I even said, I was so hyped. I'll do the Necro 100 straight, get it. We'll do Rebellious, done. I moved on to the Rogue, did the same thing, Sorcerer, Barbarian. But then obviously with the Nurse XP and everything else, it just, what's the point? Like, what's the point, man? All the gold it costs as it is. The stash boxes are atrocious, obviously, and just everything with the game is just bad. You know what I mean? Everything. And the fact that you're releasing a hotfix, that's broken. So yeah, man, like I said, I agree with what he's saying, and I said this time ago, and like I said, the facts and the receipts are there on my YouTube channel. I covered it on a professional point of view. I weren't calling out non-factual stuff and just getting hype about, you know, trying to dog on them for what they did, but I was coming from a neutral point of view, a new Diablo player, new to the whole franchise, and just trying to be optimistic. And like I said, even after all that nerf, I still did guide videos for covering all the uniques. I covered everything. I tried to make it fun as I could, but game's dead, man. The game's dead. It's a shame, obviously, for what it was, and but they've only got themselves to blame for that, so oh well, that's life. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed the content from my end, thank you for the time, thank you for listening. Obviously, post your comments and feedback yourselves below, see what you think about it. And obviously, if you got anything to promote, like any sort of positivity towards the game, great. But obviously, at the same time, just like everyone else, you're entitled to your opinion. If they've done you over and you feel bad, you got to speak up about it. And I said that's why I covered what I covered. I didn't say the patch was this, a rant and rave about it, and not make any factual statements. I covered factual statements, which I've already said. So that's the way you make things grow and give feedback correctly, I believe. And they should have listened back then and done something about it, but they didn't. Now they're hurting, you know what I mean? Now they're desperate with this so-called XP and gold for a few days. Now they're desperate showing Season 2 and Season 1 still going, so that's atrocious. And again, desperation in the fact that adding quality of life changes in seasons, like months. Like why haven't they just added them off launch, or why don't they delay the game and make sure it's a finished game before they even released it? You know what I mean? Bit of a joke, man. But yeah, like I said before, thank you for the time. Thank you for that, people. I'll cover more content and different content. It's what I do. So if you're new to my channel, I am a content creator that covers different sorts of content, all sorts of games, platforms, movies, shows, music, whatever, and all entertainment covered, man. But yeah, links will be in the description below. So if you want to support the video in any way, shape or form on YouTube, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can like the video, comment on the video. I stream on Twitch every day, so links will be in the description below as well. If you want to join the Twitch streams, you're more than welcome. I cover like multi-different games. I'm literally playing Armored Core 6 right now, and one of my community members gifted me that kindly, so we're beasting, having a blast with that. Plus playing Dead by Daylight with the viewers as well. That's a bit of a laugh and fun. And you know, I'm looking at some other games as well. So you know, that Last of Epoch or whatever it's called, the other that could be another game, ARPG that I could try. My second one I've ever played, and give that a try. And obviously Path of Exile, one of my viewers asked me to play that, and I said I will as well. I'm open-minded to all games, so I'll probably be streaming Path of Exile at some point. Go for that. And if anybody does play that or knows any knowledge, again, just drop in the comments below, man, and just let me know what you think. But yeah, thank you again for the time. Thanks for everything, people. Have a great night, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy, and peace out, folks.